So, E3 is finally dead in the water and never coming back. Except, no it isn't, because everyone showed their summer showcases during E3 time anyway! And you guys wanted me to grade them so bad, you said yes twice. 15 conferences worth of announcements and 97 pages worth of notes later, I'm not kidding, and I hate my life, and what's even the point of living? Whee!
PlayStation State of Play.
Resident Evil 4 Remake. I'm actually pretty excited to see a modern take of Resident Evil 4, arguably the best Resident Evil game. Resident Evil Village VR. You're telling me I get to see Mommy Dimitrescu in VR? Oh, fuck. Walking Dead VR. Wow, this was wholly uninteresting. No Man's Sky VR. Not gonna lie, I can see how this game would be cool in VR. Horizon VR, Call of the Mountain. Holy crap, if this is actually the gameplay of this VR game, this looks like the best and most ambitious VR game ever made. Horizon Forbidden West. They're adding a major update to the game where they're adding Ultra Hard Mode and New Game Plus. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered. Yippee, it's getting a PC port. So excited. Where's Spider-Man 2? Stray. This game looks so fucking amazing. I've wanted this since it was announced. Callisto Protocol. This certainly is a Dead Space game. Rollerdrome. A third-person shooter mixed with a skating game. This would probably make a really good multiplayer game. Eternites. Half action RPG, half dating sim. That appeals to my weeb side. Street Fighter 6. They're really putting the street in Street Fighter. Haven't seen a story mode like this in a fighting game since Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Tunic. Well, this game has certainly evolved since we've last seen it. Looks less like a Zelda ripoff. Season, A Letter to the Future. This game looks indie as fuck, and it kinda looks like a walking sim where you take pictures sometimes. Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy is going back to its medieval days. It kinda looks like a combination of Final Fantasy and Devil May Cry. This game looks unbelievably cool, and I'm not even that much of a fan of Final Fantasy. And that concludes the PlayStation State of Play. Let's put on our powdered wigs and gavels and judge this thing. Nothing about this conference really felt like it dragged on, which is always a good thing. Most of the games also had gameplay within the trailers, which is always welcome since last year had almost no gameplay at all. All of the reveals in this conference were also very welcome and got me fairly excited to see what these games had to offer. There wasn't any overhype though, and for that reason, I will be giving the PlayStation State of Play a B+.
Sonic Central.
Ooh boy, Sonic, my favorite. Sonic Origins. I cannot wait for this game. I'm getting it day one and completing that shit. Sonic Speed Simulator. There's an Amy Chow now? Is this game really gonna make me create a Roblox account? Wait, you can program Metal Sonic? Sonic Dash and Sonic Forces Speed Battle. Holy shit, they're adding Super Shadow and Mephiles to Sonic Forces? All jokes aside, I'm really excited to see Mephiles return. Also kinda cool that they're adding Sir Percival to Sonic Dash. I only really play Speed Battle, so those were the only announcements I really cared about. Sonic Prime! Yeah! 2 more seconds! And Shadows in it? Alright, that's actually pretty dope. Sonic 2 the Movie DVD. Well, this was very unnecessary. That DVD and short have been out for quite a while. New merch! Let's rattle them off. Knuckles G Fuel, Eggmobile Battle Set, Razer Sonic Xbox Controller, more art prints, hype clothing, first 4 figures, Amy and Tails figures, Sonic Pez dispensers, Sonic Nutsack holder, classic Sonic statue, and a soft vinyl Sonic figure. Pretty neat stuff. Sonic Symphony is going on tour. They better be coming to fucking New York. Fall Guys Sonic collab. Well, here's the obligatory Sonic collab no one asked for. Sonic Frontiers Prologue. A 5-second shot of Knuckles standing on the Master Emerald altar. At least he's doing his job. Sonic Frontiers. Well, this 10 seconds of gameplay looks monumentally better than anything IGN showed up to this point. Next is... Wait, that's it? That's it? That was like 10 minutes long! Alright. This Sonic Central was mad disappointing. Not only were the announcements mostly stuff that we already knew was happening, all of the stuff people wanted to see in this show was only shown for about 5 seconds. The merch took up most of the show. The only reason this presentation doesn't get an F is because I was actually pretty hyped for Shadow and Sonic Prime and Mephiles and Sonic Forces Speed Battle. For all of those reasons, I'm giving Sonic Central a D.
Summer Game Fest.
Street Fighter 6. Back here again, but it's worth it because they're showing off that Guile is in the game. God damn, this game is oozing style. Aliens. No gameplay. Skip. Callisto Protocol. Yup. This is very Dead Space. After a brief interview with the game director, they show an extensive look at some raw gameplay. I didn't even mind that the gameplay went on for a bit because the gameplay kept itself interesting. I definitely want to pick this up. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Alright, this seems a bit much. Honestly, this game looks smooth and also doesn't seem as mindless as other COD titles. Flashback 2. Oh my god, this 30-year-old franchise is getting a sequel? What the fuck is Flashback? Witchfire. This game looks like Doom with magic spells and I'm here for it. Fort Solace. No gameplay and corporate as fuck interview with industry tool Troy Baker. Routine. New robot horror game with legendary video game composer Mick Gordon? I'm literally already sold. A message from The Rock talking about his new movie, Black Adam. Why is he advertising a movie at the Summer Game Fest and... Good grief, he's naked! Outrider World Slayer. No gameplay. Skip. A short Nintendo Switch showcase that shows Splatoon 3, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, Cuphead Delicious Last Course, and Capcom Fighting Collection. Fall Guys is now free to play. Cool. Stormgate. No gameplay and apparently an RTS game. High Water. Another indie game with an indie game art style that has nothing about it that stands out whatsoever. American Arcadia. Another indie looking game, but this one feels very Bioshock-ish in tone. Seems a bit like a cinematic platformer like Out of This World and Oddworld. Marvel Midnight Suns. No gameplay, but goddamn this trailer slaps. Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course. This literally just looks like more Cuphead, and that's 100% okay with me. Neon White, a first-person shooter speed game with cards with Steve Blum's voice. Pretty cool. Midnight Fight Express. Looks like a decent twin-stick shooter game. Warframe, The Duviri Paradox. Lots and lots of talking and no gameplay. Honkai Star Rail. Genshin. In Space. Zenless Zone Zero. An amazing looking hack and slasher made by the same studio that made Genshin Impact. Actually looks really cool. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Casey Jones is playable and there's a 6-player mode. God, I have to play this game. Super People. No gameplay. Humankind Cultures of Latin America. I am not interested in this Civilization clone. One Piece Odyssey. A new One Piece JRPG with an original story from Oda himself. This literally looks like we will be playing through a filler arc of One Piece and I'm all here for it. Soul Hackers 2. We get our first listen to the English dub and yup, this certainly looks like an Atlas game. Oh boy, ads on my ads. Capcom Arcade Stadium 2. Yo, there are some obscure titles in this game, and I am hyped for it. Yo, is that Mega Man the Power Fighters? Mario Strikers Battle League. This is literally just the normal ad you see about Mario Strikers on Nintendo's channel. Why is it here? Metal Hellsinger. I need this game. For one thing, it's Doom if it was a rhythm game, and for second, Serge Tankian is in it? The Quarry. This game didn't need a whole segment either. It's in the same boat as Mario Strikers. Nightingale, a crafting and survival type game with cards. It's not my type of game. Saints Row Boss Factory. Free download to create your character for the new Saints Row before the game comes out. The character creation looks pretty extensive and the game itself looks pretty hype. Darktide Warhammer. Looks like your typical Left 4 Dead type shooter. Layers of Fears. Whether this is a remake or a sequel to the original game, this game looks stellar, and I can't wait to see how it fucks with the player. Gotham Knights. We get to see a Nightwing trailer, and it looks like a pretty decent Arkham game. The Last of Us multiplayer project. Literally only showed one piece of concept art. Just wait until you have something to show. The Last of Us TV show. Once again, they only have one picture to show, and they will not shut up about it. The Last of Us remake. The award for the most pointless ground-up remake goes to... Seriously, the remake looks so similar to the PS3 game that it looks more like the remaster they did 8 years ago. The Last of Us took up the last 14 minutes of this showcase, and good God, am I sick of hearing about The Last of Us now. Let's put our glasses and high heels on and let's grade this thing. This conference was a mixed bag. On the one hand, there were a lot of games that they showed off that were really cool, and I'm really looking forward to playing, like Metal Hellsinger, Guile in Street Fighter 6, and Callisto Protocol. On the other hand, though, there were a few trailers that had no gameplay whatsoever, and the last 14 minutes of the conference was dedicated to just The Last of Us content. With all of that in mind, I give the Summer Game Fest a B+.
Day of the Devs.
Look at Tim Schafer's lovely mug. Time Flies, a game where you play as a fly who dies to complete missions. This looks like a game I'd play on Newgrounds back in the day. Planet of Lana. I remember this super pretty version of Limbo from last year. Still pretty neat. Choo Choo Charles. This looks like one of those Thomas the Tank Engine parody horror games. It's so weird to see it at an official game conference. Escape Academy, a whole adventure game based on escape rooms. This game actually looks super fun to play. I'll even consider streaming it. A Little to the Left. This looks like a WarioWare type game where you have to organize things to complete each level. Not only that, but there's a cute little cat that fucks up all your progress. I like it. Bear and Breakfast. Just kind of looks like Don't Starve, but you're a bear. Not really my kind of game, but it does look really cute. Animal Well. What a trippy Metroidvania. This game's animation is really stunning. Naiad, a game where you bring animals home through swimming. It looks pretty interesting and very stylistic. Roots of Pacha, a Stardew Valley type of game that takes place in the Stone Age. Once again, not my type of game. Desta, The Memories Between. They sorta kinda showed the gameplay of this game, maybe? I don't know. This is definitely a very story-driven game. Shim! A game where you traverse through the shadows to try and find your owner. This game was mesmerizing to watch. I can't wait to play it. Fox and Frog, The Demon of Adashino Island. Jeez, what a mouthful of a title. A 3D point-and-click inspired game with lots of cool-looking horror elements. Goodbye, world! This looks like the exact type of game that I would love. It's so beautiful and the writing is hilarious. Birth! A point-and-click puzzle game in a style reminiscent of the Bad Dreams series on Newgrounds. Seems pretty neat. How to Say Goodbye! This is another weird and ethereal puzzle game all about accepting death. This one has its charm. Now let's put on some other clothes indicative of someone grading or judging something, and let's do this. The Day of the Devs was honestly a pretty solid show. Nothing overstayed its welcome, there was nothing particularly offensive here, and other than a crafting game here and there, every game looked like it had something cool to offer. With Tim Schafer's beautiful mug in mind, Day of the Devs gets an A.
Devolver Digital.
Time for another skit courtesy of Devolve. Holy fuck, is that Suda51? Cult of the Lamb, a cult management game where you must build yourself to become so powerful you can defeat powerful bosses. This game looks really fun and the humor is so dark, I love it. Angerfoot, a game where you kick down doors and people. This game looks so insane, but also fun. Card Shark, a card game where you must find the best way to cheat. Honestly, didn't pique my interest all that much. The Plucky Square. This game looks really cool with the way it changes gameplay and art styles as the game progresses. Skate Story. This is just an artsy-fartsy skating game, and that's it. A 30-minute conference, and we only got 5 game announcements. Bet you know where this is going. The Devolver Digital was very disappointing this year. Usually they have a bunch of banger titles to go along with an amazingly funny skit. This year, however, only had a few great titles they showed off, and the skit to accompany the showcase was cringe. Suda51, as much as I love him, was not utilized great, and the video game singularity stuff was just not funny at all. The skits also overstayed their welcome. With that in mind, Devolver Digital gets an F.
Epic Game Showcase.
Will this showcase be epic? Man, that was fucking dumb. Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, a dungeon exploration game where you craft and build stuff with friends. Honestly, doesn't look like anything special. Ghostbusters Spirit Unleashed. They showed off some new ghost types in this multiplayer Ghostbusters game. Man-Eater, literally just showing that this game is free on the Epic Game Store this week. PC Building Simulator 2. Is it as much of a nightmare to do it in this game as it is to do it in real life? Shoulders of Giants, a third-person shooter and hack-and-slash hybrid. It looks pretty fucking cool. Sifu's Summer Update. Adding an increased enemy speed, unbreakable golden weapons, low gravity, and bullet time. God, I gotta get into this game. Chia, an open world exploration game where you can possess different objects and animals that look really fun to play. Next is a montage of games that are already out in a segment called In Case You Missed It, where they showed Salt and Sacrifice, The Evil Dead, Dying Light 2, Farming Simulator 22, Genshin Impact, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, Warhammer 3, Ooblets, Galactic Civilization 4, and Valorant. Goat Simulator 3. For 1, they're making a sequel to Goat Simulator? For 2, since when was there a Goat Simulator 2? Splitgate. New maps, modes, and a battle pass will be added to the game that I still have yet to play. Disney Speedsters. They're adding a stage based off of Rubber Hose era Disney. I didn't even know this game existed, but it looks fucking awesome for a Disney kart racer. Giga Bash, a kaiju fighting game that reminds me of War of the Monsters on PlayStation 2. Does anyone else remember that game, or is it just me? Raw Men, Food Fighter Arena. A silly team-based arena fighter that has a title that almost makes you think that a new Rayman game finally got announced. Rocket League Season 7. I have no interest in this. I don't really like this game, and it is 100% because I'm really bad at it. Fall Guys. Another ad just to say that Fall Guys is free to play. Yay, we're repeating ourselves. FNCS Invitational. An invitational announcement for the first ever Fortnite tournament. Yay, another montage of games coming this year. Rumbleverse, Touch Type Tale, PC Building Simulator 2 again, Going Medieval, and Alan Wake 2. What's this? Ya want another montage? How about a quickie for available now? Kid Amnesia Exhibition and Alan Wake Remastered. Rogue Company. They are celebrating their launch by adding a new character and a new battle pass. Space Punks, a twin-stick space co-op dungeon crawler with multiple planets to explore. Looks pretty average to me. Saints Row Boss Factory. Literally just showing this off again with nothing new shown at all. And that ends the Epic Game Showcase. Was it as epic as the name implies? The Epic Game Showcase was very mid this year. Not only were 90% of the announcements for games that were already out and receiving updates, but there were too many montages where you don't really get that much information for my liking. They do get points for showing off Goat Simulator 3 though. With that in mind, the Epic Game Showcase gets a C.
Tribeca Game Showcase.
Tribeca? More like try to get the fuck through this. Am I funny yet? Thirsty Suitors. I feel like I've seen this game somewhere before. A point-and-click RPG where you fight your exes. The writing could be better, but it looks pretty fun. The Cub. A 2D cinematic platformer set in a post-apocalypse. It's got an interesting aesthetic. As Dusk Falls, a choose-your-own-adventure game that follows two families over the course of multiple years. This game actually looks really interesting, and it's cool that they essentially filmed all of the events of the game so that they could achieve this aesthetic they wanted. Venba, a narrative cooking game. Looks nice, simple, compelling. I'd definitely play this. A Plague Tale Requiem. This game looks like an indie version of The Last of Us. Why are there so many rats? Cuphead, delicious last course. We see this once again, and once again, it is just more Cuphead. Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals. Never heard of the first one. It's kinda cool that the two protagonists talk to each other throughout the events of the game, but other than that, it didn't really grip me. Immortality. Marissa Marcel has gone missing, so you must watch behind-the-scenes footage to find out what happened. I love the Blair Witch type of approach to their presentation. This game reminds me of At Dead of Night mixed with an ARG. American Arcadia. We've literally already seen this. My opinion has not changed. Short and sweet. Let's grade it. The Tribeca Game Showcase was very short and sweet. Every game in the showcase showed gameplay, and none of it was particularly boring to watch or overstayed any sort of welcome. There were a bunch of games that I was interested in looking at or playing, such as Dusk Falls and Immortality. This presentation let the games speak for themselves, and I really appreciate that. With that in mind, I give Tribeca Games Showcase a B.
Guerilla Collective 3.0.
Hey, I'm a gorilla. Maybe this'll be good. What do you mean it's spelled differently? After a long intro segment where they just say the same shit over and over and over again. From Space. Looks like your typical co-op twin-stick shooter. Nothing unique about it. I was a teenage exocolonist. This game looks stunningly beautiful and interesting. It got me. Ugly. What did you call me? This game is the perfect type of freaky that I love. Gimme. Boundary. A space shooter that takes place on a satellite. This is just weird. Alaloth, Champions of the Four Kingdoms. Bland. Daymare 1994 Sandcastle. This just looks like Dead Space with puzzle elements. Nothing special. Signalis. This literally looks like a 2D version of the last game. Gravewood High. I've seen a million games that play like this. I am not sold on it. Madison. This reminds me of Fatal Frame combined with Condemned. This trailer really overstayed its welcome. 90% of it is just slow walking. The Fridge is Red. A PS1 style horror game with really cool visuals and scares. This was a nice short and sweet trailer. Much better than the last one. Industria. I wasn't really interested in this one until the trippy visuals started. Now it's just slightly interesting. South of the Circle. God, there was just so much talking for this walking simulator. They lost me. This War of Mine Final Cut. Either this company is really bad at making trailers, or they only make walking simulators. This game looks really boring and they talk more than they show. The Last Worker. A first-person puzzle game with a tone similar to games like Papers, Please or Mind Scanners. This one looks very promising. Slope Crashers! A cute, fun snowboarding game that plays like SSX. Not bad. Cassette Beasts! This game screams Pokemon inspiration. It's Pokemon, but with fusion. Contract Killer! A beat-em-up game where you play as a pencil. Honestly, this is goofy as hell and I love it. Ritmos! Looks like another Newgrounds game back in the early years of 2006. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. This game still looks great. Scald Against the Black Prairie. This game is very reminiscent of old RPGs like Ultima. I never was fond of those types of RPGs, but they captured its essence perfectly. Bats! Bloodsucker Anti-Terror Squad. This looks like a fun 2D gory hack and slasher. Arkanoid Eternal Battle, a modern take on Arkanoid. Honestly, if I want a fun Brick Breaker game, I'll just play Sorcerer's Maze on the PlayStation 1. 9 Years of Shadows. This game actually looks dope as fuck. I want to play it. WrestleQuest, a wrestling RPG with tons of old school WWF inspired wrestlers. Honestly, they should have let the game speak for itself because the commentary was hard to hear at times. Zoetti, poker-style roguelike game. Seems like the type of game I'd play once and then be done. Montage time! We got Grid Force, Mask of the Goddess. We got Live by the Sword Tactics. And we got Necro Boy, Path to Evil Ship. And that ends our short montage, thank you. Thank you. Alterium Shift. This game looks a lot like JRPGs like Chrono Trigger, the Mana series, or Octopath Traveler. Greedventory, your typical medieval action RPG. Keylocker turn-based cyberpunk action. Another tactical RPG. The sprite work is very nice, but other than that, I have nothing else to note. Symphony of War. Just a Fire Emblem clone. Batora Lost Haven. I just can't get into this game and the commentary isn't much better. Asterigos Curse of the Stars. Looks like an uninteresting Souls-like game. Zell. This game looks very similar to Batora, just with more greenery. Are these games starting to look the same? Spells and Secrets. Yet another isometric fighter. Why does this look like High Guardian Spice the game? Rivertale Stranger Together. A cute, fun-looking co-op platformer. This is the first game in a while that has piqued my interest. Ikone Island, an Earthlock adventure. This game looks so bland I almost fell asleep watching the trailer. Time on Frog Island. Another boring farming simulator. Frog Gun. This game looks Ape Escape as fuck in art style. This looks like a really fun PS1 era platformer and I want to play it like yesterday. I Am Future. This is literally just Don't Starve. Next. Flat Eye. A gas station management game? No thanks. Garden Inn. You grow plants and decorate rooms. Can we watch paint dry next? Witch Strandings. This was definitely the most interesting commercial to watch, but I have no idea what this game is other than squares. Monster Outbreak. This just looks like an endless fighter. Meh. Cub. I kinda shut out everything they said about this one just because we saw this already. Mira, the Legend of the Djinns. This looks like a cool Metroidvania to play. Rain World Downpour. They're adding 5 more characters to this game that I've literally never heard of in my life. Exo 1. What the hell is this? A frisbee simulator? What do you do? Shashingo Learn Japanese with Photography. A very interesting way to teach a language. Honestly, pretty cool. Finally. We are finally through this showcase. Jesus Christ, it feels like this showcase has been going on for 6 years. This showcase was a slog to get through. Not only was it super fucking long, but it really didn't have much here that was interesting at all. It was just 2 hours of incredibly mediocre reveals. There was nothing that was terribly offensive, but nothing that was terribly exciting either. With that in mind, the Guerilla Collective 3.0 gets a B.
Wholesome Direct.
I am a sucker for wholesomeness. Will it win me over this time? Terra Nil, a terraforming management game. Once again, I'm not into these types of games. Little Bear Chef. I love this little Fresbee? Who the whatever. I love this little Freddy Fazbear ass cooking some snacks. Melodicy. This trailer was way too short. I don't even know what this game is all about. Lumberjack. What's with me liking the bear games? This looks amazingly fun. The Garden Path. I have the same complaint as Melodicy. Too short. Micah and the Witch's Mountain. This game gives me Wind Waker vibes. I like it. 30 Birds. This game has a great aesthetic and some bumpin' music. I'm super into it. Mail Time. Just looks like a calming fetch quest game. I think I'll pass. Usagi Shima. A bunny collection game where you take pictures of and take care of little bunnies. It's cute, but I'll pass. A Walk with Yaya. The old lady sold me on the game. I want to play it. Chicken Journey. Looks like a simple but effective cute platformer. Puff Pals Island Skies. This just looks like anime Animal Crossing. Bye. Free Ride. A game that is also a personality test? Color me intrigued. How to Say Goodbye. Literally the same exact trailer we saw before. Please refrain from doing this. Calico. They're adding cooking minigames and new animals to the game. Looks cute enough. Paper Animal RPG. An animal-themed tactical RPG. I'd say this goes in the maybe pile. Is this a musical short? What is this? I liked it, but what is it? Fall of the Porcupine. Another cute little platformer and another for the maybe pile. The Last Clockwinder. I have no idea what this game is other than passing items around. Loveburb, a bird tinder rhythm game. This is the game that I didn't know I needed in my life. Spirit Swap, a competitive action puzzle game. This kinda looks like competitive Honey Pop. That's a good idea. Coffee Talk Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. This 100% looks like my type of game. I'm probably gonna go and download episode 1 as soon as I'm done with this behemoth of a video. Adada! This looks like the type of game I play for about 10 minutes and then never look at again. Frog Gun! God, this game looks so cool. Garden Witch Life. Another Harvest Moon type game. Nope. Princess Farmer. I love the art style of this game. Another for the maybe pile. Ooblets. This is the type of art style that I feel like I've seen a million times before. Bubblegum Galaxy. This literally looks like a mobile game. Here Comes Nico. This game literally looks like the 3D sections of Super Paper Mario. Yes, please. Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley. This game looks nice, but there's nothing about it that particularly stuck out to me. Feed All Monsters. Yet another game that looks like I'd be playing it on my phone while on the toilet. Skatebird. Yo, I remember this game from last year. God, I still need to play it. They're adding some new outfits, a new level, and most importantly, another animated short? What is this leading up to? Paper Trail! This game looks mad interesting, folding the level in order to progress. Solitaire! Solitaire mixed with fortune telling. This actually looks pretty fun as hell. I'm a based solitaire enjoyer myself. Passepartout 2, The Lost Artist. Is selling art all you do? I don't get it. Games and Online Harassment Hotline. Jesus Christ, riffing in chat rooms still gets that bad? Good God. A Frog's Tale. This game looks awesome. The pixel art, beautiful. The music, bumpin'. The gameplay, fun as hell. This is a frame one want. Freshly Frosted. A conveyor belt puzzle game that, once again, just looks like a mobile game. Kaichu! All I saw was kaiju smooches and I was sent. Wholesome Out and About. Yet another Harvest Moon type. Paradise Marsh. This game gives me big Bug Snacks vibes. I might try it out. Gaucho and the Grassland. Just looking at this trailer, you can probably already guess how I feel about it. The cartoon concluded. And it led up to nothing? Why did we have this here? I would have thought it would be leading up to a game announcement, but nope. Lil Gator Game. I really don't understand the gameplay of this one. We Are OFK, a biopic game about a real-life band, OFK. I kinda like the concept of using a video game as a biopic, but the gameplay was non-existent. Potion Permit, a potion crafter RPG where you must heal the townspeople. Doesn't look half bad. Pixelshire, next. Shim! We already saw this one, but it's still pretty cool. Pico! Good God, another life sim. Next. Bilkins Family, a story-driven farming sim. Even though it's yet another farming sim, the fact that it has a legit story makes it a bit more appealing. Hitori Academy. Wow, this really is a High Guardian Spice the game. Why do I have High Guardian Spice on my mind? Togs! A cute-looking collectathon 3D platformer. I may pick this up. Tracks of Thought. A Paper Mario-inspired game that reminds me of that train chapter from Thousand Year Door. Doki Doki, Time Slows Down When You're in Love. This feels very Doki Doki Literature Club to me. Why do I feel like this game is going to turn full yandere real quick? Critter Crops! Yet another farming sim with a witch and Bugsnax-esque creatures. It looks okay. Taroa! This trailer was way too short. All I got out of it is that it's a seagull flying sim. The Spirit and the Mouse. This game actually looks really, really cool. I wonder what a fully upgraded rat looks like.
Snacko!
This game looks charming and seems to have some really funny writing.
A little to the left.
Well, we've seen this before, but it still looks fun though.
Kokopuz Atlas.
An interesting looking isometric explorative adventure game.
The Wandering Village.
This is quite the interesting twist on the life sim genre. Having the village itself be alive and need to be cared for. It still doesn't change the fact that I don't like these games.
Lonesome Village.
This game really didn't grab my attention, but for some reason it still goes in the maybe pile. Alright everyone, it's montage time. And prepare your butts, because this is a long one. Hamster on Rails, Garden of the Sea, Ollie Frog Toad Skater, With You, Miska, Bread and Fred, Kitty Builder, Garden Inn, Petite Island, Floor, Pine Hearts, Hello Good Boy, Harmony's Odyssey, Seal World, Love Ghosty, Potion Prodigy, Moonstone Island, Super Mini Mart, Ovo Magica, Paper Clay, Puzzles for Clef, Lemon Cake, Star Stuff, San Zulin, Town Seek, Sky Tales, Culebra and the Sales of Limbo, Tiny Witch, The Courier, The 100-Year Kingdom, Lost Twins 2, and Bloom. Jesus. Oh, I need a second. Melatonin, a Rhythm Heaven type game about self-reflection. This game looks fucking awesome, and I want it like right now. With that, the wholesomeness is over. Was it wholesome enough to make us feel good about this presentation? Let's find out. The Wholesome Direct was another direct that felt like the Guerilla Collective. It feels like it lasted for way longer than the runtime is telling me. That being said, there were enough cool titles here for me to say that it was an overall positive response for me. The only real complaint that I had about it is that the montage was way too long and there were way too many farming and life sim games in the showcase. With that in mind, the Wholesome Direct gets a B.
Future Game Show.
Hey look, it's the voice actors from The Witcher. I'd care more if I played those games.
Outpost.
Looks like an FPS and RTS hybrid. Kinda interesting.
Pluto.
A psychological horror game with mad PT vibes.
Nightingale.
This game combines Rust with a fantasy world. The Realm card system seems pretty interesting, but I probably won't end up playing it.
Tray Racers.
An adorably awesome looking sand sledding racer. This one looks real fun.
Wild Mender.
Well, this game looks bland as hell.
Die by the Blade.
A fighting game with sword combat? Holy shit, that's so cool.
Scave.
This game looks very Doom-like.
Robo Beat.
A dubstep rhythmic shooter. I love this influx of rhythmic FPS games.
Morbid Metal.
This game looks so cool. I haven't seen a game like this since Metal Gear Rising.
Turbo Golf Racing.
It's Rocket League, but with golf.
American Arcadia.
We've seen this game twice already.
Alaskan Truck Simulator.
Is this the sequel to Desert Bus?
The Entropy Center.
Well, this game was certainly inspired by Portal. Not gonna lie though, this game looks really good. Let's show some love to our Ukrainian devs. Fight the good fight.
Puzzles for Clef.
Well, this just looks like a pleasant little puzzle game.
Zero Losses.
A truck driving game that takes place in a country at war. This game seems really interesting, even if all you're doing is driving a truck.
This Rain Will Never End.
This art style reminds me of old Sierra point and clicks. I like it.
Farlanders.
Another terraforming city builder. Big pass.
Through the Nightmares.
This game looks like Limbo on steroids. Damn.
Lost in Play.
A puzzle platformer starring two siblings. This looks so much like Gravity Falls.
Brewmaster Beer Brewing Simulator.
This is a game where you craft beer. That's it.
Bramble, the Mountain King.
This game somehow looks creepy and beautiful at the same time.
Enemy of the State.
No gameplay and the narration sounds just as cringe as Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
The Tarnishing of Justia.
This game looks like a watered-down Symphony of the Night.
Orcs.
A tower defense deck builder. Kinda sounds like I'd hate it.
Twisted Tale.
This is definitely a Tim Schafer era LucasArts-inspired point-and-click adventure.
Power Chord.
This game is a deck building game that takes place in a battle of the bands that has an art style similar to Borderlands.
Reptilian Rising.
Another tactical RPG. Not interested.
Potion Permit.
We saw this already.
Melatonin.
Saw this already too.
Once Upon a Jester.
A game where you must become the most entertaining jester ever to live.
Bail or Jail.
This game kind of reminds me of the Luigi's Mansion game in Nintendo Land.
Sunday Gold.
Did James Lee make this game? The visuals are genuinely stunning.
Do Not Open.
Another cool PT type horror game, and it's compatible with VR.
Bright Memory Infinite.
A first-person shooter game with swords and customization options? Sounds like they made this game for me.
The Last Faith.
This game looks so fucking awesome. It sets out to be the goriest Metroidvania ever made.
Thynesia.
Looks like a Souls game where you can enchant your weapons.
Autopsy Simulator.
You are getting exactly what you'd expect from a game called Autopsy Simulator.
The Unliving.
I think you create an army of zombies in the game. The trailer was very unclear.
Ship of Fools.
Another tower defense type game where you have to protect your ship.
Sunday Gold.
Didn't we just see this?
Sweet Transit.
A train sim. Nah.
Batera Lost Haven.
Seen it already.
The Night's Witch.
This honestly looks like a really good bullet hell platformer.
Killer Frequency.
A VR game where doors open and things scream at you. Spooky.
Tinykin.
Have you ever wanted a fusion between Paper Mario and Pikmin? I did.
Serial Cleaners.
This game looks mad interesting. You play as a team of people who cover up crimes.
Airport Simulator.
You run an airport. Montage time! We got Fueled Up, Dinkum, Multiverses, Mythbusters the Game, Shadows of Doubt, Last Time I Saw You, Instinction, and Beyond Sunset.
Phonopolis.
So where'd the actual gameplay go?
Being and Becoming.
Yet another cool looking Metroidvania.
Arctic Awakening.
This drone sounds exactly like Baymax, which endears me to this game already.
F1 Manager 22.
A racing game where you aren't even racing. What is the point then?
DKO Divine Knockout.
A 3D Smash Bros. Game with MOBA elements. This seems like a really good idea.
Planet of Lana.
We've seen this already and they showed nothing new.
Deadly Premonitions 2.
It's getting a PC port. Woo!
Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley.
I've already been through this one.
Pal World.
This game is very unique that it seems like they are combining Pokemon, Monster Hunter, and a third-person shooter all into one game.
Ill.
A first-person shooter game where you must kill necromorph-esque creatures. It looks promising, but they really didn't show much. With that, the future is over, and we are now grading it. The Future Game Show was very mediocre. I 100% forgot that this showcase even happened right after I watched it. When I was looking through my notes for this video, I was surprised when the Future Game Show popped up, and I watched like an hour and a half of it. Nothing was too exciting, but nothing was too horribly boring to watch either. I think you guys are probably noticing a trend by now. The only real cringe this presentation had were the Witcher voice actors pretending to give any sort of a shit about any of this. With that in mind, Future Game Showcase gets a C.
Xbox and Bethesda Showcase.
Oh boy, Bethesda, my favorite.
Redfall.
A co-op Left 4 Dead type game where every character has unique abilities. This game looks fucking awesome, and their choice of song in the trailer just makes me think of Spider-Man.
Hollow Knight Silksong.
Holy crap, we actually got the Silksong trailer? It looks just as good as the first one. No release date though.
High on Life.
A new game created by Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland where you shoot guns that are also talking aliens. Doesn't look half bad and seems just as funny as you'd expect something Justin Roiland made to be. Riot Games is now on Xbox Game Pass with titles like League of Legends, Wild Rift, Valorant, Legends of Runeterra, and Teamfight Tactics. You also get a nice spice of a KDA song. Love it.
A Plague Tale Requiem.
We've seen this game here already, but this trailer did the game so much more justice than the previous.
Forza Motorsport.
Time to talk about Forza for way too long again.
Microsoft Flight Simulator's 40th anniversary.
More planes and new Halo plane.
Overwatch 2.
This literally just looks like Overwatch 1, but again, what's even the point of this game? Also, where the fuck is my boy Reaper? Also get ready to get flooded with junk queen porn on your Twitter feeds.
Ara History Untold.
It's just Civilization. What's the difference? Redfall? Again? Why are we here again?
Elder Scrolls Online High Isle.
A new expansion to Elder Scrolls Online is cool, but like, where the fuck is Elder Scrolls 6?
Fallout 76 Expeditions The Pit.
Does anyone else actually still play this game?
Forza Horizon 5 Cross Hot Wheels.
This actually looks fucking amazing. So much so it made me ignore the fact that this is just more Forza.
Arc 2!
Vin Diesel is returning to the Uncanny Valley, I see. No gameplay though.
Scorn! More like, no gameplay, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn.
A hack and slash third-person shooter. Looks a bit fun.
Minecraft Legends.
Can't believe Minecraft made Brutal Legend 2.
Lightyear Frontier.
Next.
Gunfire Reborn.
This game gives me Borderlands vibes with it being a first-person shooter with some crazy weaponry.
The Last Case of Benedict Fox.
Ever wanted a cinematic platformer like Oddworld made into a Metroidvania? Here you go.
As Dusk Falls.
We already saw this.
Naraka Blade Point.
A battle royale sword fighter? You know I'm a sucker for swordplay.
Pentiment.
An interactive medieval illustration. Into the maybe pile.
Grounded.
You get to fight bugs as your tiny self. Seems like a promising game.
Erebon Shadow Legacy.
This looks like a pretty awesome stealth game.
Diablo 4.
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting this one. And they're adding a Necromancer class. This is cool as hell.
Sea of Thieves Season 7.
This game is still going? It is pretty cool that you can fully customize your ship now, though.
Ravenlock.
This game reminds me of the type of stuff you would see in Sonic Team's heyday. I really want to play it.
Cocoon.
An isometric 3D puzzler made by the same guy who made Limbo. I'm already sold.
Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
No gameplay, no life.
Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal are all coming to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass.
Listen, if this makes it so that more people can play Persona, I'm all for it. This series is legendary. A quick little announcement that Hideo Kojima is working on a new project exclusively for Xbox. Does this mean I have to get an Xbox Series X now?
Starfield!
Well, there's Todd Howard. They are finally revealing gameplay to this game, and it's just Fallout in space. That's just about what I expected from it. With that, we conclude the Xbox conference. Quick, let's get to the grading before someone sees. Much like the other showcases, the reveals in this showcase were pretty meh. There were some things I thought looked cool and I'm super looking forward to, like Cocoon, High on Life, and the new Persona re-releases, but honestly, everything else was just a mild interest. I know a lot of people came here to see what Bethesda had to show for Starfield, but I never was hyped for that game at all because I knew it was going to be exactly what it turned out to be. Fallout in space. With all of that in mind, Xbox and Bethesda Showcase gets a B.
PC Gaming Show.
The PC Gaming Show is always the worst one in the show. Will they be consistent? Solstice! No gameplay and it overstayed its welcome? Bad start.
Rotwood.
Better. This is a beautifully animated beat-em-up game.
Tactical Breach Wizards.
An isometric shooter with magic and dialogue options. Seems cool enough.
The Invincible.
Wow. This was boring to watch. And it took forever.
Endless Dungeon.
Ah yes, Sega's League of Legends. Skip.
F1 Manager 2022.
Why? Why does this game exist? Who finds menuing fun?
Chivalry 2 Update.
They are adding the Tenosian invasion, and it looks like everything else in the game.
Deceive Incorporated.
They combine TF2's Capture the Flag with Prop Hunt. Great idea. Ooh, they're doing a PC giveaway. Well, considering I'm watching this showcase days after it was live, I think it's safe to say I lost.
Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn.
We were just here. Commercials?
The Altars.
No gameplay, but cool concept though. But boy howdy do they just love to go on and on and on and on and on.
Outriders World Slayer.
No gameplay.
Potion Craft.
A potion tycoon game. Nothing more to it than that.
Super Animal Royale. Season 4?
How come no one told me this game existed? This game looks fun as hell.
Nitro Kid.
Card-based tactical RPG kung fu fighter. We're just matching genres at this point, but fuck it, this is cool.
Maho Kenshi.
Another card-based tactical RPG. This one doesn't seem as good.
Killing Floor 2, Title Terror.
I guess this is an update?
Arma 4 Reforger.
They talked about the game more than they showed gameplay of it. Jesus Christ, just let the game speak for itself.
Dune Spice Wars multiplayer.
Looks slow.
Northgard expansion.
Not interested.
War Tales.
This just looks like Dune Spice Wars again.
Abyssals. Colonize. Expand. Survive.
This was the thing you were the most excited to show? A 5-second cinematic?
Decarnation.
The fuck? This looks great! Why doesn't this company make more games like this?
I Am Future.
No gameplay. Good lord!
Great Houses of Caledario.
A fucking map simulator.
Jurassic World Evolution 2 add-ons.
No gameplay.
System Shock.
They're making a new System Shock game? This has been the only real hype I felt throughout this entire video.
Falling Frontier.
Another space RTS. No thank you. Make something new, please.
Super People.
Team Fortress with superpowers. Meh.
Immortality.
Seen it before and it's still cool.
Welcome to Nivalis.
The upteenth management game we've seen.
Mana Gaming Debit Card.
What?
Demon School.
Whoa. This game looks like a more stylish Corpse Party and I love it. This might be a future stream.
Scorn.
Seems like more of a puzzler than a shooter. This may be cool.
Warhammer 4K Space Marine 2.
What do you get when you show no gameplay and just talk about a game without showing anything? A typical spot in the PC gaming show.
Agent 64 Spies Never Die.
This is just GoldenEye.
Deliver Us Mars.
Uncharted in space? Sure, why not?
Stormgate.
I am so fucking sick of seeing RTS games. Also, more talking and talking. And when you really get down to it, they are not saying anything that gives the viewer any information about the game at all. Everything that they are saying can be applied to any game to ever come out ever, so just shut the fuck up. I mean, thank God there are no NFTs. Why is that a concern?
Laysara Summit Kingdom.
Enough with the management games.
Frozen Flame.
An open world survival RPG where you can turn into a bird. Looks okay.
Victoria 3.
This is just Civ again! Can the PC gaming devs just make a new game?
Amid Evil, The Black Labyrinth.
I always like a good Doom clone.
Ultra Kill 2.
I always like a good Doom clone.
Faith, The Unholy Trinity.
I've always had mad respect for this series, especially in its art direction.
Fallen Aces.
Its art style is very unique, I'll give it that.
Dusk HD.
Sword fighting in my FPS? Sign me up.
Gloomwood.
This game gives me BioShock vibes. I don't know why.
Backfirewall.
A game about an OS that doesn't want to update. The humor in the trailer reminded me of stuff you'd hear in Portal. I like it.
Narland.
I swear to God, if I see another life sim,
them's fightin' herds.
This legit just looks like they tried to make a My Little Pony fighting game, but then Hasbro took away the rights.
Carekeeper DLC.
Bland.
Farthest Frontier.
No gameplay.
Synergy. Icarus Styx Map Pack DLC.
Learn, build, survive. How many times have I heard that?
Half-Life Alyx Levitation.
Holy crap, this looks really good for a mod. God, it feels good to be back in the Half-Life universe. I don't even care that this is going on for a really long time because they kept it engaging the entire time. Finally, the PC gaming show has come to an end. Let's take this raw footage of a conference and let's color grade it. Now I'm running out of jokes. The PC gaming show was boring, as always, with an overabundance of segments that had no gameplay, lots of talking, and too fucking many life sim and RTS games. A lot of these announcements, I was just super bored with. The only thing saving the PC gaming show from getting an F is the fact that I felt legitimate hype and intrigue for a few games, namely System Shock and Half-Life Alyx Levitation. With that in mind, the PC gaming show gets a D.
Capcom Showcase.
They sucked last year, do they suck this year?
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak.
I constantly forget that Monster Hunter is a Capcom game. They got a new demo, they got new monsters, and they got a new title update, such as a new monster and new area. That took me 2 seconds to describe, right? Well, What I just said took up 1/3 of this presentation. Street Fighter 6. Literally no new information whatsoever.
Capcom Fighting Collection.
I love that this exists, and I will kick all of your asses at Super Puzzle Fighter.
Capcom Arcade Second Stadium.
Even though I haven't heard of 90% of these titles, it's still pretty cool.
Exo Primal.
This game looks fun, but very similar to Armored Core. Everything they explained after the trailer was stuff that I literally figured out by watching the trailer.
Dragon's Dogma's 10th anniversary.
They are advertising a separate live stream on a live stream. Padding.
Resident Evil Village Shadows of Rose.
A DLC where you play as a grown-up Rose Winters.
Resident Evil Mercenaries.
They are adding Chris Redfield, Carl Heisenberg, and Alcina Dimitrescu as a playable character.
Did someone say playable, mommy?
They're also adding a third-person mode in the new gold version of Resident Evil Village. They are also releasing Resident Evil 8 on Mac and PSVR 2.
Resident Evil 4 Remake.
This looks exactly how Resident Evil 4 should look. The GameCube version looked stunning. This looks beautiful. They're also re-releasing Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7 on next-gen consoles. And... what the fuck, that's it? They did it again! Once again, the Capcom Showcase shows us absolutely nothing new when it comes to their IPs. They did this last time with Grand Ace Attorney, Monster Hunter, and Resident Evil, and this year was the exact same fucking thing. I'm also going to ask the question that is on everyone's mind. Where the fuck is Mega Man? Mega Man 11 did fine. When are we gonna see another Mega Man game? With all of that in mind, Capcom Showcase gets a big fat F.
Xbox and Bethesda Showcase Extended.
Didn't we do Xbox and Bethesda already? They did a second conference? Showing off the success of FanFest. They did not have to show this part. Entirely filler content.
Valheim.
A building hack and slash. I think. No real gameplay was shown.
Redfall Interview.
Typical corporate answers to typical corporate questions.
Starfield Interview.
Same exact fucking thing, and they're just still talking. We are 1/3 of the way through this conference, and we've only seen one trailer.
Naraka Blade Point.
This still looks really cool, but I haven't seen anything that warrants it getting a whole segment. They mentioned new modes, a console release, and a new campaign, though.
Ara History Untold.
We literally saw this exact trailer already. There were no changes at all. What even was the point? Sure, there's an interview right after, but these are all the same cookie-cutter answers we've heard before.
Grounded.
All they are doing is talking about the behind-the-scenes of this game. That's fine, but you're at an Xbox conference, not your own dedicated YouTube channel. Save it for someone who actually is interested in seeing how your game was made.
Microsoft Flight Simulator segment.
We get a walkthrough of the Air and Space Museum in the Smithsonian while showing what real-life real-life planes are being added to the game. At first I was bored of this segment, but as I thought on it more, and as it went on, this was actually a very visually interesting way to present this information rather than just having two people sitting in a chair talking about a game. More FanFest clips? Really sucking their own dicks here, huh? High on Life! This was the best interview out of the bunch because Justin Roiland is just talking as a normal dude and not a corporate plug. Justin Roiland literally admits he knows nothing about creating video games, but also in talking about his philosophy on game creation, it's very clear he actually understands what gamers like more than most AAA companies.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
A multiplayer horror game that looks very similar to Friday the 13th.
Pentiment.
Honestly, the concepts the dev was talking about sound super interesting. I just wish he went more in depth about how it ties into the gameplay rather than just the story.
As Dusk Falls.
Jesus Christ, again?
Slime Rancher 2.
This game looks so pretty and pleasant. A natural continuation to the first game.
Why are we still seeing clips from FanFest? Stop filling time! Forza Horizon 5 cross Hot Wheels. Apparently, there are a lot of Hot Wheels tracks floating above Mexico. Who knew? Why can't this just be what Hot Wheels games are? I would play this if it was. I'm not about to buy a whole game just to get an expansion that I actually want to play. Fall Guys! They're adding Halo skins to this dead game. Minecraft Legends interview literally told us nothing about the game other than that it is happening. FanFest, go the fuck away! You are wasting everyone's time! Now, another montage of games that came from international studios. Tinykin, Spider-Hecka, Perfect Day, Autonauts, Wrestling with Emotions, Toggles, Sopa, Flat Eye, Coral Island, Ukio, Cabaret, Soup Pot, Slime Heroes, Lonesome Village, Phantom Abyss, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. The leader of the gaming ecosystem organization comes on stage to put everyone watching to sleep. Seriously, she says nothing a typical gamer would care about. This is for up-and-coming devs to hear, not gamers. Put it out where the demographic makes sense, or at least just cut it down. Ukrainian devastation. Oh my god. This was honestly terrifying and heartbreaking to watch. Truly depressing, and please support Ukraine in their fight against Russia. The reason they bring this up is because the team behind Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl are from the Ukraine and are struggling to create, since some of them are literally fighting in the war. With that being said, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. No gameplay. I'm sorry! Just fight the good fight! Quick, let's grade this before I get cancelled! This entire extended showcase was nothing but unnecessary interviews and false advertising. One of the first descriptors of this presentation in its description was that they would be showing off new trailers that didn't make it into the first presentation. They showed like 3. Mostly talking, barely any gameplay, and a lot of autofellatio. The Xbox and Bethesda Extended Showcase gets an F. I'm done? I'm done with the conferences? Holy crap. I'm done! Fuck yeah! Why isn't the video almost over?
Nintendo Mini Direct!
Are you kidding me? Fine. But only because Nintendo is always the best in show. This is a mini direct, though. Fuck. I'm not getting my hopes up.
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak.
Nothing new has been shown except for literally one monster. If I'm gonna be honest, I am so sick of Monster Hunter.
Nier Automata, the End of Yorha edition.
I can't wait to see all of these switches explode from trying to play this game. God, I need to actually play this.
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
This looks like a really cool point-and-click game that I would have played in the early 2000s.
Super Bomberman R2.
I am still comically bad at this game, and I will never be good at it.
Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection.
What is this feeling I'm feeling? Is this actual excitement? Holy shit. Now all we need is Star Force and the Legend games, and we have every Mega Man game on the Switch.
Pac-Man World Repack.
Holy crap. Another remake I'm actually hyped for. Pac-Man World was literally my childhood.
Blanc.
A really cute and beautiful looking co-op platformer.
Return to Monkey Island.
Yo, a new Monkey Island game? That's hype as fuck.
Mario and Rabbids Spark of Hope.
God, I hate that we live in a universe where I can say that I'm genuinely excited for a Rabbids game. Also, I always love a playable Bowser.
Little Noah, Scion of Paradise.
This looks like a fun little roguelike.
Railgrade.
Train building, but in a video game.
RPG Time, The Legend of Right.
An RPG that takes place in a notebook. This is so cool.
Sonic Frontiers.
Why does this game look monumentally better than when it was first revealed? Also, this track slaps! What's that sound? Is that the sound of me polishing my I Told You So award?
Disney Dreamlight Valley.
A Disney life sim.
I'll just play Disneyland Adventures, thank you very much. Live Alive! An RPG that takes place over several time periods? That's actually really cool, and the art style is great. Doraemon's Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom. So it's just Harvest Moon with Doraemon. Pass. Minecraft Legends. They showed more gameplay right here than they did for all of the rest of the conferences combined. Dragon Quest Treasures. An action RPG treasure hunting Dragon Quest spinoff. Looks like a good time waster. Montage time, bitch! Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, No Man's Sky, A Plague Tale Requiem, and Captain Velvet Meteor The Jump Plus Dimension. They end the montage with something that I didn't expect at all. Portal Companion Collection. Portal 1 and 2 are getting released on the Switch. Harvestella. Life Sim RPG with more farming. Why are there so many farming games? Last but not least, Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal are being released on the Switch. Finally. I wonder what the fuck I'm gonna give this presentation. I am so sorry that I said that this Nintendo Mini Direct wasn't going to have a lot to it. This presentation may have only been 25 minutes long, but it drummed up more hype than any other presentation in this entire summer showcase. With that in mind, Nintendo's June Mini Direct gets an A+. Let's tally up all of the grades and see what the summer showcases of I'm fucking calling it E3 2022, Jesus Christ. E3 2022 gets a C. What a painfully average, horribly boring set of showcases that literally no one should sit through all of. Jesus Christ, creating this video was torture, and the thought of editing this all together is killing me.
Yep, it was pretty bad.
It's done. It's over. No more game announcements. No more cringy in-betweens. At least not until next year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Hit that bell to know exactly when they happen, and if you become a channel member, then you get to see videos like these 2 days before they are set to come out to the public. Ain't that neat? Follow us on Twitter to take part in our polls that help sway the direction of this channel. It's your guys' fault that this video even happened. Also join our Discord server and buy some of our merch in our new merch store. Links are in the description. I'm Bottles, and I'm gonna take a nap until next year. Goodbye!